All right, welcome back everybody to PMALCS Season 5, Week 6 with Team Super Vitada Milk versus Labby Dabby Doo. Game 2 this time, the first game being taken by Team Labby Dabby Doo. And a quick update before we move into this, your MVP for Game 1 was your one and only Rafal on that Urgot. Congratulations, Rafal. Once again, your casting trio is Joystick on the streamer controls, myself, Legends MK, on the play-by-play, and Mr. Matt on the color casting. So, Mr. Matt, what are your thoughts after that riveting game one?
So I'm gonna be real. Um, I wholeheartedly thought SVT had game one locked down after a super strong early game, and that's just under the impression you're up like it was what 8 kills to 1 at one point, up 6 to 8K gold. Like
Absolutely.
that's so hard to come back from. But what WWE did incredibly well is they played to their strength and they were able to play around objectives, play around Rafal, and get a little bit of the vision down that they wanted to go. So their problem was, all right, let's target these. Let's target these areas where we know we can win. So,
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Congratulations to Team Labby Dabby for not tilting off that weak start. But it looks like we're going to hop right into bans and picks with SVT being on blue side, taking their first ban. What do you think they're going to look to ban this game? Or they should
not
ban?
they banned the Sivir again. Sivir's just a comfort pick for JJ Bell. Super easy to. I don't want to say super easy. Like most of the ADs are pretty difficult. Sivir's taken away. We see Labby Dabby Do take away the Zed, which I'm assuming is for Vitalis again. Um, we see Echo taken away and the Alistar taken away. So these are again not much of change. They Super Vitamilk Torpedoes definitely respects Rafal's capabilities on Urgot, so they're gonna go ahead and ban that. So pretty stock bans, especially from last time, and then just the respect for Urgot.
Yeah, not much changing on the side of the bands except that Urgot coming in. One thing I do want to know about the difference between PML LCS and Big Play and the Vanguard band coming out of Labby Dabby Doo, not letting Vitatis take that from them. One big
Hmm.
thing I want to point out between this and Big Play is that Silas is back in the meta, but in PML LCS we do not seem to have that respect for the champion. Nobody just feels like picking up the champion yet. That champion does have like 100% ban win rate in the pro games right now. But
He's so
SVT with that first pick, what do you think they should take away here?
they picked Scion, so I mean they
What do you think they
thought
should have taken?
I think the Scion is a good pick. I don't necessarily know if I agree with blind picking Scion into another top laner because you can get some very crazy stuff. We see the Vi here for Labyrinth, um, a really strong jungle pick. I think Vi is just something, if you're mechanically sound on her, she's just a very good champion overall. I say that with experience from doing with one of my buddies who like all he plays in jungle is Vi, and
Mm-hmm.
he's he's good at it. Like don't get me wrong, he's good at Vi. She's not great. She recently just got buffed because it's like, hey, this champion shit. Yeah. And we see this
Absolutely.
Zaya again for JJ Bell.
Yeah, content on playing that late game scaling ADC, it seems, for JJ Bell, even if he loses the early game. But
Yeah.
a Janet pick comes down for Super Vitata Torpedoes, and a misfortune for more lane bullying potential on their team. How do
I
you,
wonder.
what
I
do you
wonder
feel
if
about that?
I wonder if Kami's going to go back to AD at this point and pick that up, and how this is all gonna how they're gonna play this out again. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Kami go back. I don't know if Kami's played a lot of MF, but MF I just think is a good champion. So
Yep. And here
Roam
we have
is
that 75% win ratio coming out of Rumble onto Scion, and they do want to lock that in. And bans are coming back out for Labby Dabby Doo. What do you think Super Vitata Torpedo should be looking at ban here?
oh, I definitely like the Braum band. Braum's a super strong support, super consistent. I like it a lot.
Absolutely. We see a Yasuo ban coming out of Labby Dabby Doo. I don't even know if anybody on the team is Super Vitata Torpedoes plays Yasuo, but I like the ban anyway. And then a Xerath ban to prevent the safe mid pick.
Mhm. I think they just banned it just because I think Lugo's looking at playing Ari if they don't ban it.
That's very smart, actually. And here we'll see a Super Vitata Torpedo catches on to what you're thinking and takes out that Ari to make sure Lugo can't do what he did last game.
Because here's my thing. If you go ahead and if you don't ban, oh, okay, so we do see it. They did pick
There we
up on
go.
that.
Yep.
Doesn't that honestly is? Yeah, let's go.
But we see Biscuit Hat back on his famous Leona, and we're seeing just comfort pick after comfort pick coming out of the team Labby Dabby Doo. I wonder how Super Vitata Milk is going to respond to this.
I
Speaking of
wonder.
comfort picks, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go. You go.
I was going to say, speaking of comfort picks, if Vitalis Didicius does choose the jungle here, his Olaf has been left unbanned.
And my man has a clean Olaf. I don't know if you've seen it, but my
Yeah.
man.
Now his Olaf is
Oh,
terrifying. Ooh, that Corky pick coming out. Hopefully with that
let's
new
go.
Corky skin. Maybe we'll see this double ADC pick coming in. And a Karthus jungle locked in for Super Vitata Torpedo. I like the spice.
So now you
Wow.
counter. So now how do you counter pick a Corky mid?
That's a
So
good point.
I think. Don't quote me on this. I think LeBlanc counters Corky. I don't. I wouldn't quote me on that, but I'm fairly confident, especially because. Um. Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. And here we have Labby Dabby Doo pulling out the Victor. A little behind the scenes talk right here, but they've been working on that Victor in secrecy this whole time. And so we're going to see it on the first time on the big screen here from Team Labby Dabby Doo.
This is gonna be. This is gonna be spicy. I'm all about it.
I can't wait to see what work they've been putting on behind the scenes. All right, looking at these two teams, what do you think Team SVT has to do this time to win the game?
So, starting with let's. You said Labby because I
No,
kind of
I mean
remember.
you pick. It's okay.
So I'm just gonna cut it as we saw it in pick spans. I'm gonna start with the left side for SVT and then go to Labby W.
All right.
Um, for SVT, you are looking at a very unique circumstance. You have an AP jungler, a hybrid mid laner, and a strong AD. Like if you can pin people down, you don't have a ton of ways to pin people down. So Misfortune is going to be very difficult to hit. So SVT needs to be very careful about how they use stuff like Janna Tornado, how they use the Karthus Wall, how they use Scion Ultimate for these engages to be able to lock someone down, to let Misfortune just bullet time right onto them. Corky's going to be very good at at poking and getting these team fights started with his ultimate. The Rocket's going to be good, and if you can get a very good package delivery to where you get maybe behind enemy lines, you just destroy them. You know, like that could be very dangerous. So for SVT, you need to make sure that you play around your condition of our team fight. We need to be very cognizant of how we're using our ultimates and how we're comboing our CC. So we do see it's your boy going back to AD. So good luck. Misfortune is one of the, in my opinion, the most. She can be very easy, but there's some very small mechanic things, especially with her Q change, that can make her very difficult. Especially if you're looking for like weird angles to bounce your Q off of and kill a minion and hopefully bounce it into another. So those angles can be really weird.
Absolutely. Here's a fun fact, though, as we see Vitatis Didicius locking in that Corky. Vitatis Didicius is an ADC main, a Diamond 2 ADC main, so we'll see him here on an ADC in the mid lane. Let's see what he can bring to the game this time. And so now that you've analyzed Team Super Vitata Torpedoes, how do you think Labby Dabby Doo's game plan is going to look?
I and this is gonna sound like I'm fanboying over their team, but I thoroughly enjoy this composition. You have a ton of ways to get to their backline with Leona, Victor W, Zaya, the Zaya Ultimate and Pull, Vi Ultimate, Vi Q Flash. Like there's so many ways that you can get onto their backline. In addition to that, you have Equalizer with Rumble, and I think Equalizer is one of the strongest ultimates in the game right now. Like people are like, oh, Rumble's kit feels clunky and it's pretty garbage. I was like, name a better ultimate than an AOE burn. Like it,
That's a good
like
point.
you have really hard engage, but like it slows, it burns, it does it does really good damage. Like Rumble, like at that point, Rumble to me just feels like a very like his ultimate just feels very strong. And obviously, the good thing about that is if you have the Janna with you in your SVT, you can just ult and get some healing off. Great, perfect, no worries. Um, like no need to stress about that. But again, like Labby Dabby Doo has shown that their prowess is in the team fights.
Absolutely, and we see that they have locked in yet another strong team fight comp, as you mentioned, versus Vitalis or Super Vitality Torpedoes. It looks to be like a more of a disengaged team comp fight, but they do have an answers of themselves, as you pointed out, with that Misfortune Bullet Time, followed by that Karthus Requiem. So we'll see how they plan to play this. Note that not many of the players, maybe except for Tazabor, it's a boy, I don't know how to pronounce that, on the team of Super Vitata Torpedo are not on their comfort picks, whereas on the side of Labby Dabby Doo, we do have some major comfort picks. How do you think this factors into the overall gameplay?
truth be told, don't really know. I think if it's a champion you're comfortable on, you may get a little bit too in your mind, like I don't have to think, I can just act, and I know I get very complacent with that. I don't know if these people that actually are much better at the game than I am, but I get very complacent sometimes and comfort picks. So that's why people will look at my match history and be like, "Why are you playing like 50 different champions?" I'm like, I really just don't want to be on the same thing and kind of screw myself here. So, because if I get on to you know, if I get on to champions, I'm really comfortable with like Leona and Braum. To an extent, I can just go brain dead and just do things that I think that it's like, all right, I'm just gonna do this. It's like I don't think about what the large scale implications are,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe that's just me. But like complacency can be very bad in a game like this.
Oh, you're
Um,
absolutely right. That's a good point.
so I think that maybe if you want to be engaged a little bit more, because I know that a lot of what happens in the comms of this is kind of how the team fights go. So if you're engaged with your team well enough and you're engaging your mind to think about the large scale macro things that you're always going to have to be thinking about, the rotations, the next step, what's going to be coming, I think it's going to be very beneficial for you. Or if you're just like me and you're like, yeah, I just want a team fight. I'm like, all right, hard engage and we win the fight, boys.
That's a very good point. Very good lesson on comfort picks and how to not get complacent on them. And that's probably a common occurrence in today's game, especially with our league consisting of people across all ranks. We do have players that do function very well as one-trick ponies. Perhaps that is their downfall sometimes. That's a very good fact to put out. So as we look at both team comps, and I'm sure you're going to analyze them lane by lane, and I can't wait to hear it. Which team do you think has the upper hand?
I'm gonna take this one at the big picture, and then I'm gonna go to
Okay.
individuals. I'm gonna do it backwards this time. I'm gonna give it again to Labby Dabby Doo, solely because they have a much more effective team fight. I do think the counter engage capability is there, but at the same point, your strongest disengage tools are gonna be your Janna ultimate, which it's great. Push everyone off your target. I love it. Don't get
Mhm.
me wrong. I don't think that coinciding, like you're gonna have a ton of tools to try and fight back and kite away. I just don't think, because you have so many ways to follow up. You can start a fight with Vi Ultimate, and then the next thing you know is you're in a 3-man route from Zaya Ultimate and pull like her feathers fly and pull, and then Leona combos with her ultimate, Victor W, and it's just like you're in a mobile team now, and especially having a very immobile team with the Karthus. And this like Karthus and Scion are super immobile. Janna gets Tailwind. Misfortune has her W, so that's super nice. And Corky can always, premature epaculation. So I love
Okay.
it. That's my favorite thing to say. And everyone's like, dude, it's not even that funny. I think it's hilarious.
I think I love puns. That's
Uh,
awesome.
but you know, so I'm really looking forward to Labby Dabby Doo's like high presence. As a side note, shout outs to SVT having two Fnatic skins.
Oh yeah.
Especially after they won today, I think, in LEC. So good job, and maybe it's something of things to come. Maybe I'm wrong, but who knows?
Yeah. Way to represent. I actually wanted to point this out last game. Last game, all of SVT had the doggy icon up, except for Vitalis Odysseus. He had the Alpha Wolf icon up, so I wonder if that was just like a slight towards him being the Alpha Wolf on the team. But now we see that he's reverted to the doggy icon too. And he's rocking that nice toboggan Corky, that
But
ancient Corky skin.
what is
Wow.
this? What is this? Okay, Riot. What is this disgusting ass splash art? I thought we were better than this, right? please.
Pretty sure it's Angel. And we're gonna look to pause at 10 here. Everybody
Yeah.
bear with us.
Uh, 7.
I am paused.
I am paused as well.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, unpause.
Let's do it.
For those tuning in right now, Game 1 was won by Team Labby Dabby Doo. Congratulations to them with that massive comeback. Those will be launching to Game 2. What do you think their, invade or 5-point defense plans are going to look like?
I think you're gonna try and play it safe because you don't really have a lot of early game engage. I think the side of SVT is gonna play safe, whereas the opportunity to be a bit more aggressive is there for Labby Dabby Doo, but they're gonna play safe. Just because you have a Karthus jungle and it's Karthus isn't really a hard engage jungler. He's just like, I'm gonna try and farm, get to level 6, and then press R, and then win the game with my single button.
That's a fair point. As we look at the summoners and runes here, do you have anything out of the extraordinary you want to talk about?
Um, I do like the Rumble Electrocute. Pretty sure that procs on every hit of Equalizer, so I like that. Um, Dark Harvest on Super Kami. I think it's going to be interesting, as well as the fleet footwork on Vitalis. Corki is in an airplane, so I don't know if fleet footwork will really proc. I mean, I don't know if he thought about that. These are just really important questions that we need to think about.
That's a solid point. I got a right to write about that. Certain champions probably can't proc that fleet footwork. But here we see Super Kamiguru starting at the blue. Both junglers opting to start at the bottom side of the map. Maybe we'll see an early scuttle meetup from both junglers, as all the lanes are their classic farming lanes. No cheese to be had from the bot side.
Run him down.
Wow. With quick pings by Labyrinth to track the Karthus, noting what his pathing is going to be, he's going to take the Grump, and maybe we will see both of them view at the scuttle.
Fight, 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 fight.
I
think if that's the case, I think Vi 100% wins. Ooh.
That's something to think about. The camera pans over as the Skittles are slowly starting to chunk down Labyrinth, and just the auto attacks. Having the red buff advantage is actually quite insurmountable in these early duels. So Labyrinth is actually just going to have to dance around at the edge of the scuttle, maybe win the smite fight. He walks back into this. There's a little bit of trading in the mid lane, but yes. We do see Super Kamiguru has run out of mana. He did opt to start with that red buff. Now he pulls up, allergic to milk to come home and secure it.
Ooh, Labyrinth is questioning why bot lane didn't come help, because I guarantee you've had bot lane, maybe because they weren't 2 yet. If bot lane were 2, that would have been a very good fight to take. Oh,
absolutely. See the Zenith play go in, followed by Shield to Daybreak, but not much can go out as Janet does have Storm Shield the whole time. We see a little bit of Corki trading, and this is Lugo getting the upper end of these trades with this area buff and just being a mage. Corki does have to resort to just farming early on, and Rumble already showing his dominance, knowing where the Super Kamiguru will be on the map. Gonna push in Tank Fuel Juice into the tower. We see another scuttle meetup as Labyrinth finds Super Kamiguru at the next scuttle. Super Kamiguru taking that scuttle to scuttle pathing. He's running towards the tower, but it is alas the wrong flash over this Baron wall if he wants to survive, and he does, taking his time to set up the flash with his mouse too. And we see Rafal try to follow him, but not taking that time to set it up. That's actually a very difficult wall. Demon Play goes in, followed by Shield of Daybreak, and a nice combo by JJ Bell, showing that this time they're not going to give up the lane so easy. Wow, Allergic and Milk wants to a quick Shield of Daybreak Ignite combo. The heal coming out from It's a Boy, but it doesn't matter with the Ignite taking down on him, and they're just going to go on and get more poke onto It's a Boy.
Yeah, this is why I like people are always like, don't play Leona into Janna. She has the hard disengage. I'm always 100% for doing it because she doesn't have. If you can bully her in lane until 6, even when she hits 6, you have a secondary option for re-engage. So people are like, oh, Leona might win lane, but disengage is like, that's going to be a non-factor. You have two attempts to engage, and even if you lose on both of those, like even if you just hit the E, like even if you hit your E combo, your EQ, and just kind of fly in, it's like, oh, try and she disengages on you. You still have ult. You know, even if you miss both of those, like you still burned her ultimate off of that, and her ultimate is a much longer cooldown than yours.
Absolutely. Looks like Biscuit Hat's recall is going to be stopped, so he's going to zine the blade in anger back onto him. We look topside. Tankfield, Juice, and Rafal constantly trading blows, but Super Kamaguru is up here to change the flow of this. Rafal does not have a flash anymore, and taking note of that, Super Kamaguru is going to make this kill look easy as it goes on to Tankfield Juice. Tankfield Juice did get an early reset off earlier, so he did get that Ruby Crystal and Dirt Burner's TP. So Rafal is going to hold on to the CS lead maybe with a quick teleport back to lane, knowing that Tankfield Juice has to reset here.
And we see that that actually goes in favor of Rafal. He ended up getting an Amp Tome, Health Crystal, as well as 2 potions and a Vision Ward. So it's really big pickup. And we see the Null Magic Mantle picked up for the Scion. Very important to try and shut down this Rumble early game. I don't know how effective it's going to be. You know, like you said, the CS differential is already really huge.
Wow, and we see an incredible gank by Allergic to Milk on that level 3 Janet gank onto this is Lugo nearly working. Had that tornado hit, I guarantee this Lugo would have had to flash or die. Atadas Odysseus controlling that mid lane with a sizable CS lead. And just looking at CS leads real quick, we have a CS lead up top inside of Rafal, bottom in the side of JJ Bell, but on the other side we have an equivalent CS lead from coming out of Vitalis. Well, maybe not so much. Lugo does have 2 waves up on Tankfield Juice. We see another Scuttle Scuffle as Super Kamaguru just smites it away from Rafal. Rafal having that level 6, he has no fear going into them, but he's going to walk away respecting what CC can come out of Tankfield Juice. Whew.
Yeah, there's a lot that's been going on. So I just one thing is Victor is just the best. He just kind of swag walks into you. Unfortunately, there's a lot of trading, and Lugo's just getting poked down very hard. But he's still keeping his swagger about him. You know, Victor walking in like he owns this place, as Victor does. Oh, gank mid lane.
We see Labyrinth coming in with that. God, I can never remember the name of this. His Q just barely missing, but getting the auto attack to E and not proccing the denting blows here. It is called
like
a
Vault or something, or like
Vault Breaker. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. We see the Vitalis Odysseus is going to control this mid lane, not allowing this is Lugo to get that reset off after that gank. So this is Lugo's opting to stay a little bit, but Labyrinth's going to cover him so he can recall. Tankfield Juice opting to take this fight now that he has the ult onto Rafal. Rafal hasn't chosen to drop the equalizer yet, so knowing that Tankfield Juice is not going to get baited and walks away wisely. The equalizer comes to take out minions though, as he recalls to reset them.
See, and that's what you want to use the equalizer for. Not always about the damage on the champions. It's about what can I do to put the pressure in lane. And you know, it's funny because this was something that actually was being talked about earlier in the pro scene, and Vel'Koz was the example. It's like where you just see a Vel'Koz just alt lane and ult like a single target champion. It's like because he can cooldown short enough, and it's a really good form of poke. And it's the same thing with Equalizer. Equalizer maybe has a little bit longer cooldown, but it's like, all right, I can clear a whole minion wave and get the pressure in my favor, so that it's shoving into them, and then when I come back, you know, it's in favor of me.
Lugo looks down to get a dive on the just catch him out of step, but it's a boy and Allergic to Milk are wise up to the act. They're going to comfortably center the tower. Big note, or a big difference from last game, they had the massive CS lead when they were playing that Bard Jhin, but this time they're going to be on the CS deficit in the bot lane.
But see, here's my philosophy. And this is a philosophy that is like, it's somewhat, I'm
going to hold you right there as the Vault Breaker comes in from Labyrinth, and Vitalis forced to Valkyrie and flash out of the way. He's just lucky Labyrinth hasn't hit level 6 yet. Kamaguru is here to back him up, so no deaths will be had on either side. But Super Kamaguru does have access to that Requiem now, and we'll see the Labyrinth just hit 6 as well. Zenith Blade just barely misses. It's your boy, that tornado coming out the peel. But he's just going to flash forward for that Shield of Daybreak Ignite, but it's not going to be enough to finish him. That bullet time comes out, dropping Biscuit Hat to about a quarter of his health. He's going to survive with some positive clips. JJ Bell's going to flash forward with that Blade Dance, I believe, or Feather Daggers. I'm going to learn this one. He's going to pay with his life as Super Kamaguru comes right behind him. Out. The end. Oh, we see more trading up top as we're falling. Tankfield Juice are just going at it, trading blow for blow. Not one letting up over the other. We'll see Labyrinth sneak into this bush. Maybe he can get this ult off onto Tankfield Juice and pick up a kill for Rafal. Just like last game, playing around who they think is they're going to be their win condition.
Absolutely. Oh no, I can't. Oh, I can't make my comment now. So
Tankers,
now,
we'll see Tankville Juice go for that unstoppable force, but it's not going to do anything. So you can go ahead.
so what else? Oh
Oh my
god.
god, and a package quickly from Corky shoves This Is Lugo away from the tower. But I don't think anything's going to commit for as This Is Lugo drops his variant of Event Horizon from Victor's side.
Yeah. So for everyone who's an AD main, this is something that that I one of the people that I got into the game with taught me. If you have more swords, you win the game. And Misfortune at one point had 4 swords. So like that's just how you win, dude. Like that's all I'm saying. Is more like the more swords you have, you win the game.
And here we see Labyrinth. Just saw Labyrinth attempt to try to set Tankfield Juice even further behind as Rafal has built himself 30 plus CS lead. Super Combo is just going to finish off his blue buff here with Tankfield Juice making sure that Labyrinth doesn't spot anything. Labyrinth's going to look for the Vault Breaker flash into perhaps the ultimate setup to make sure Vitalis Odysseus dies. This Luga's going to take him out without even the Assault and Battery coming down, saving Labyrinth that ultimate. Perhaps he's going to contest Dragon here now that he's taken out Vitalis Odysseus. Oh. Oh. Okay. 1. Sick.
Yay! 1101, 1102, 1103.
Red team has slain
Yep.
the dragon.
6, 7, 8, 9.
We good?
Alright.
Hey, we did it. All right. Sorry about that.
Sorry about the time difference.
But welcome back, everyone. So okay, we see Victor picking up the Victor item, as I call it, like Victor item part 2, whatever.
The Hex Core upgrade, but yes.
Which we've had some. I think we've had some discussions. You know, I don't know how individualized items for Hector, like or for well Hector, individualized items for Victor feel. Ooh.
Ooh, and we see Vitalis Odysseus looking for a gank up top with that Super Combo Guru, maybe finishing off with the Requiem, but no, Rumble's Disaster Shield, or whatever it's called, jump, saving his life. Bullet time coming out from It's a Boy trying to drop Biscuit Hat. But he's going to maybe Electric to Milk might pay with his own life. The Feather Storm comes out, but the Blade Car is not going to come back fast enough to take him, and Electric to Milk gets that flash out of the way. In that short time, though, the Infernal Drake did go over to Team Labby Dabby Doo. Labyrinth trying to sneak towards his bot lane, maybe get this dive with his Soul and Battery.
Well, they know that Labby's here now, so it's like, oh, we don't want to. Oh, Labby should go. Oh, good TP back top lane. We see Labyrinth kind of torn between, do I go and help and try and fight for the red buff? Do I go and help bot lane? Like, what do I do? But it's just, there's just a lot happening. So instead opting for the vision, which I think is better with those scuttle.
No, absolutely. That Scuttle being worth quite, like, nearly half a kill and a ton of experience for whoever kills it. So, not a bad consolation prize here. And they're going to look to make a 4-man play on the bot side as Biscuit Hat takes some poke, drop pumping out that Eclipse to make sure he doesn't take all the damage. Vi looks like it's going to go for the Zenith play. It's going to go onto Allergic to Milk. It's going to quickly die. It's going to go for that Assault and Battery onto Allergic to Milk, taking him down. It's a Boy's going to survive, but maybe, and he dies to the Victor Psionic Storm, whatever it's called. But looks like Labyrinth's going to pay the price too, and Team Labby Blue is going to go 2 for 2 on that tower dive. Chaos Storm.
Yeah, but this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Is now you have a bounty on your Victor. Victor's an immobile champion who can only do but so much to escape. Oh no.
Oh wow,
No.
see a quick cleanup with the Dark Harvest Park. 1 auto attack followed by a single Skittle. Pops Bell as he tried to get some CS on his way out. We'll see another Unstoppable Force come out. Wow, what a crazy drift come out of him as he just smacks right into Rafal. He's going to follow up that Decimating Smash, and it just looks like he's going to get the full combo on. He's going to flash forward with that Roar of the Slayer, and now that Rafal has overheated, kill on him. Way to go, Tango Juice, but a blue buff is stolen by Super Kamaguru in the meantime.
Ooh, man, there's just so much going on. There's a lot. Okay, so turret plating's down, but we do see that some of the benefits of the turret plating. Maybe not even necessarily that, just how laning has gone. We see a Duskblade come up for the Misfortunes. This Misfortune is going to be opting for the lethality build, which I think is good. Lethality is more effective the less armor someone has. So the earlier you get it, the better it stacks. We see Xayah opting for the Infinity Edge first, which I think is strong, but I don't know if I would build IE first, because unless you want to your next item is going to be the RFC or something like that.
We'll see the Solar Flare come out, and a package Valkyrie will get Corki to safety, but not the case for Allergic to Milk, as he takes the brunt of all the CC, followed quickly by This Is Legal Siphon Power to knock him down. Biscuit Hat's on the run as Corki goes in, and the bullet time, followed by Corki auto attack, takes him down, so we should trade support for support. Team SVT's looking towards this tower, but can they get without minions at the end? Positive trade for SVT. We'll see the Rafal and Tankfield Juice are back to this noodle fight up here. Rafal tries to burn down Tankfield Juice, who's already finished that adaptive helm, but Assault Battery comes out on Vitality Milk. He's gonna Valkyrie away, just barely surviving, even that red debuff is on him. While he walks back into the fight, and this legal flashes forward to get him down with that Siphon Power, but he's gonna pay with his own life towards Super Kamiguru, Skittle, and Defile combo. What? The Requiem's gonna come down and take out Labyrinth with assist from that Dark Harvest stack. Too bad Labyrinth can't trigger that shield without actually hitting anything with his abilities.
That is rather unfortunate. So this is, I think this is the first point in the game where we see the gold differential between, you know, Labby Dabby Doo had the advantage like pretty much this entire. You keep going, I said. But I think Labby Dabby Doo had the gold advantage this entire game. So now we see the turn here, like for SVT ending up, you know, getting ahead and being like, all right, let's see if we can make adjustments from last game and close it out.
Absolutely. And we mentioned earlier that this Rumble's a great pick in the time, but Rumble's grossly out CSing Tankfield Juice. It seems that Tankfield Juice just has the upper hand in these 2v2 fights.
Yeah, the adaptive helm definitely helps. I think that's a really strong item that certain people like. It's pretty frequently overlooked. I just think it's super strong on tanks.
We'll see that this Lugo is caught on the wrong side of the Dragon Wand by take him out quickly. JJ Bell's going to look to try to answer it, but Loch's Milk is going to scare him off with that ignite and auto attacks. Talis is going to try to come in and steal the dragon, and he does successfully steal the dragon with a single missile. And while the bullet time might have actually assisted that, bullet time actually finishing off Labyrinth time, and a poorly orchestrated scuffle on the side of Lampy W cost them 2 kills dragon.
Yeah, that was rather interesting.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
I'll say that. So we have. Shout out to Elise. You see what Elisa just said?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Casual voice when stealing an objective.
I will put more hype in these objective steals for you. No worries.
Listen. Everything is awesome. In the words of the Lego Movie, which,
yeah.
God, what an interesting time. But this isn't the Lego Movie. This is the Lego Movie. So.
Absolutely, and this is a quite a flip from last game, where last game SVT had the lead over LDD in the early game. It obviously flipped, and LDD had the lead this time, but just like last game, the losing team is coming back with these team fights. And we see a full engage with Unstoppable Force hitting a wall as Featherstorm comes out to protect himself. Anyways, the Blade Car is going to lock us. Vitalis Odysseus is going to chase down this Biscuit Hat. Tankfield Juice, they're going to quickly get the Scuttle of movement speed, and Biscuit Hat definitely going to die. Butch Milk's going to follow up with that Janna movement speed for his team. He's going to pay with his own life from This Is Legal Siphon Power and Chaos Storm. And they're just going to trade support for support here.
Yeah, I think that was the best case scenario that you walk out with as Labby Dabby Doo. You just walk out, it's like, all right, we'll trade 1 for 1, even if it's nothing against Biscuit Hat. Biscuit Hat's playing incredibly well, but like, hey, do what you gotta do. It is what it is.
Yeah, the Assault Breaker coming over the wall, maybe to set up for an assault and battery onto Vitalis Odysseus, but him holding on to that Valkyrie means that they can't get that kill fast enough, or at least they didn't trust themselves to.
In addition to that, they didn't really have full vision, and they weren't going to fully commit to that because they didn't know where everyone was on the map. So if you're looking at the It's Your Boy and Super Kami Guru were there, but they weren't in vision. So it's like that makes it really rough. It's like, do we take this fight that we could potentially just get blown out of the water in, or what do we do?
That's a good point. And as we look at item builds here, the Vi has fallen behind here in the jungling and just mid game, but yet is continuing to build Triforce. How do you feel about this? We'll have the package here on Corki. Alright, you can fulfill that request while we see Biscuit Hat die here. Biscuit Hat was unemployed in the middle of the team, and a bullet time into the corridor will put on massive damage onto the team of Labby Dabby Doo. They just can't seem to find themselves a break.
Nothing but happy trees and happy accidents. Yeah, and SVT stole a happy little cloud drain. Happy little bullet time. Happy little kill onto misfortune. No mistakes, just happy accident. Jesus.
Well, see, the pressure mounts up and it's fuck, I already forgot the name of that.
Shut
But
down.
the assault battery's gonna put Chicken Milk low on health. The Requiem's gonna come down, take down 2 members of that Dark Harvest, knocking out Labyrinth and Rafal, who have yet to put on any magic resist to counteract this 7, 1, and 2 Karthus. Karthus will pay for his own life in the meantime. Tank Toji's is gonna proc that demolish on the tower and barely dodge that Zenith Blade. Vitalis is gonna, without fear, walk into them.
That's just a happy little requiem. Oh boy.
We'll see the gold lead get extended to a little bit over 3.6k now. As Labby Dabby Doo look for a way to keep the game. What do you think Labby Dabby Doo's game plan should look like from here on out?
I think they're playing some swell League of Legends. I've been requested by chat to do this for the rest of the game. I'll take a break like every so often, but in all seriousness, I think we see SVT like we do see the inverse of last game, and it's really hard, especially being on the reverse side, and we see exactly what the problem was from last game. Is if you look over in the bot side jungle for Labby Dabby Doo, you see that the whole vision control is over there, and you know, so when you're playing the vision game, like you're dominating this area. And it's just so difficult because, like, alright, we can't go into our jungle and even try and defend, but they're grouping up as 5 to see what they can do.
Yeah, in the meantime, we'll see the Leona throws out that soul flash and what he's missing. And then this Lugo is going to take it down. So the Unstoppable Force is going to snipe out Biscuit Head. He's going to turn around, Decimating Smash on Lugo. He's going to get an auto attack with the Triforce proc by Vitalis Decius to finish him off. And Team Labby Dabby Doo is running for their lives as they flash forward and get killed by Vitalis Decius again. They're just going to Vault Breaker out of the way, and this is a clear shot down mid lane. We'll see that on the minimap, Super Common Guru has elected to go down and take the Fire Drake for himself, or maybe that's an Earth Drake. I can't really tell from my camera angle.
Yeah, it's an Infernal. But
Okay.
to recap that fight in just a couple words, there was a happy little train wreck.
That's a fact. That's facts, and you heard it here first. We're going to see SVT just finish off this advantageous lead by taking out that bottom turret. Shockingly allergic to milk, pushing Labyrinth out of his own jungle as Labyrinth struggles to finish his Triforce.
That's just a happy little windstorm. She's gonna run you down. I don't know if I can keep that up. I'm gonna be honest. Like it's it's really taking a lot to like keep my composure.
Alright, well, let's see both teams reset and look for their next play of action. What do you think Labby Dabby Doo has to do here? I know I asked this before, but we didn't really actually get to go over it since the fight broke out. Wow, thank you to Elucida for donating $2 towards the stream.
Thank you. I hope that's for the wonderful Bob. It is for the wonderful Bob Ross impression. Elucida, we love you. Listen, whenever you want it, whenever you want. If I'm casting and you're in chat, just ask for it, and I'll give you it. I'm a whore for donations.
If we look at items here, both Vitalis Odysseus and Super Kamaguru have hit their massive 2-item power spikes with that Infinity Edge Triforce coming out on Corki.
Oh yeah.
And that Rabadon's Death Cap coming out on Karthus. It just seems like a insurmountable hill from the side of Labby Dabby Doo over here.
And I'm not gonna say I agree with you. It's gonna be very difficult. I don't think it's necessarily impossible. But Super Kamigaru's Karthus is very strong, as well as the Corki just being a Corki and doing Corki things. So I don't know. Like Corki to me is just a fun champion and really good. Like in this moment and what he's doing, just it's so good.
Absolutely. And we're seeing the CS difference though between this Lugo and Vitalis Odysseus drop to a mere 10k or 10 minion difference, 10k difference. We'll just see a blue buff being passed over the package sitting in the hand of Corki. Sure, Team SVT is looking for Baron control here while they hold this package. We'll see that they start clearing out vision in the jungle of SVT, and they are very well going to take this blast plant over and control this Baron vision. Maybe bait a fight over here while they have this mini Rumble ult on the side of Corki. And we'll see that tank field juice is coming up the mid lane. But Team LDD respond to this vision clearing by just pushing down the mid lane and taking this tower, finally opening up the mid lane for themselves. Tank field juice going in with that unstoppable force. He's going to crash into 3 players. He's going to set up a decimating smash ball for a Feather Sword. So locks him in place. Requiem's going to come down and kill nobody as Bullet Time kills 2 players before the Requiem can touch them. Wow, Janna Zephyr knocks down Team Labyrinth as he has no tank stats on himself yet. But Biscuit, Hat, and JJ Bo are running for their lives as the double dagger set up for Blake's caller comes back and, cleans up the allergic to milk kill. But Biscuit Hat's going to fall, and finally an ace across the map just for allergic to milk comes out for Team SVT as they walk towards Baron.
Yeah, and I think they're so well executed. I mean, at the very end, when you're trying to escape, there's nothing more you can do. So you just kind of that's kind of one of those desperation fights. But it's still just so much went well in that fight for the side of SVT that I don't really know if it was avoidable for Labby to just kind of get ace there. It was really difficult. But I'm so glad they did what they could do, to give it a valiant effort. And like I said, this game is just gonna revolve around Karthus' brain. His jungle pathing is very difficult. But Karthus as a champion is a little brain dead when you just sit there and you're like, all right, 60 seconds till I win the game. It's and you just mash your R button until they all die.
Oh yeah, you heard it here first. It's just mashing Karthus' R button and then you'll win the game. Time to start learning that jungle Karthus. All the junglers in this viewer chat here. We'll see Team SVT with their Baron buff and what they can do with this. Dragon coming up in 45 seconds, and both teams are prepping for what may be the last fight of the game. Ooh.
This is rough. You're down about 10k gold as Labby Dabby do, and it's just it's one of those things where can you make up 10k gold? You always ask that question, and it's always entirely plausible to make up that sort of differential, but the likelihood of it just is so slim. So.
Absolutely. See the double cannons just firing third.
So Chad is saying that Karthus has 740 AP.
Wow.
That's a fun and interactive champion because he also has the Void Staff or Magic Pen, 25 stacks on Mage Eyes. And if you press R, if I'm not mistaken, it's a pretty high ratio scaling of AP.
0.8 to 1.
Yeah. So that's going to do a ton of damage. Oh look, they got a dragon.
Yep, Super Kamaguru just, with those skills, quickly decimating that Cloud Drake and taking it. Cloud Drake being the easiest of the 4 Drakes to take down. And we'll just see him return to the front lines to help siege with this cannon minion.
Karthus himself is a cannon minion. He does so much damage not to
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
We're seeing here this unique Corki pick coming out of Vitalis, accentuating his strengths as an ADC main, but controlling that mid lane at the same time, hopefully dampening LDD's strongest, quote-unquote strongest player here. See the split push come out, they're going to collapse on this Lugo with those Triforce auto attacks. Assault Barret's going to come out of Corki, he's going to back her way into flat, but Assault Barret cannot be broken, he's going to follow him along. Wow, he's just going to get taken down by Super Kamaguru though in response, and Team LDD gets clean aced as Super Vitata Torpedo finishes it off. We'll see an unstoppable force coming towards the mountain, I guess. Either way, this game comes to a close. Matchup definitely flipped from last game, and this series is going to come down to a 1-1 for each team. Well played by both teams. Congratulations on neither team accruing a loss, rather just a win on either side. Good job to everybody.
SVT, the happy little man.
Mr. Matt, who do you think would get the MVP for the second game?
This is where it's going to get difficult. I think Super Kami Guru, looking at how well he's played, definitely deserves very high consideration. But I'm also not going to discount Vitalis or Chiboy. Both of them played, they have stupid high kill participation. It's your boy has the highest kill participation on the team, if I'm not mistaken. So that's just crazy. I want to look at some of the advanced details like the damage charts and stuff like that. So if we go to, oh wow, it's actually pretty close between the Corki and the Corki just barely
Actually.
barely edged out. Literally 4 damage,
Oh wow.
like 19,875 to 19,871. So
Well,
literally 4 damage. So good job, good good job to Vitalis taking the damage graph. You're a winner. Um, but I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Like the entire team, and I always say this for every freaking one. Um, but like I really never know who to pick for this. And it's so hard. Like everyone had their respective role, and it's never easy to pick.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're looking just at straight up KDA, I'd have to give it to Tank Field Juice. Being a tank and not dying at all in a game is superb, while still having over, more than a third of the team or kills in the game. Whereas everybody else has died at least once. And shout outs to Vitalis Odysseus, Diamond 2 player over here, dying 3 times in a game. Just a small roast over here. So my vote would have to go towards Tank Field Juice.
The juice. All right. So
Straw poll is
the
out. Please vote.
straw poll is in chat. Please vote. Um, you know, I think I'm gonna give it to Vitalis. I like the Corky pick as a team, as like a whole team thing. Nothing against anyone else, but Corky as an AOE team fighter definitely made this fight a little bit easy and engaging a little bit easier by poking people down from the back lines. I think my vote is gonna go to Vitalis.
And that's a great point, seeing as Vitalis, like I said, as mentioned before, accentuating his strengths as an ADC main, but
Mm-hmm.
controlling that mid lane. Way to go, Vitalis. So we'll give it a moment for the straw poll to go in, and then we'll go into our player of the game interviews. And if you're in here listening, Rafal, you were the player of the game in game 1, so please meet us in player of the game 1, and we'll join you shortly.
Pot to go on.
Podka 1.
So no votes have no new votes have rolled in about like
Oh, Vitalis is leading by 1 vote right now. If anybody can change this,
it's that
both Tankfield
4 damage.
Yeah, but
The one
Tankfield and
damage,
Kami have
damage.
3 votes on him. We'll see how this
The
goes.
4 damage. Is it gonna catch up?
We'll give it another 30 seconds before we close this out. And for those who are not interested in this interview but are interested in watching more League of Legends, on our other channel hosted by Bear Jr., we have The Bung and the Restless versus Paw Patrol.
Yeah, I wonder was a good day. Whatever. That's
Oh, yeah.
Bear's channel. It's so whack. Whack. But shout outs, please go watch that game. Shout outs to that whole crew over there. The casters are Bear and the Clorax?
I think so, yeah.
I want to keep calling him by his old name of General Dill, but I know it's the Clorax. So let's close out the poll. It goes to congratulations, Vitalis. Join us in Player of the Game 1. Let's go. Whoop. Hey, what's good, Rafal?
Hello.
Hey, what's good, Vitalis?
Yo, none much, dude.
Yo, the Province 37 MVPs.
Yo, let's go, dude. P37 represent.
Hey, GG's, boys.
GG.
Yep, definitely good. Well played by both of you. Welcome to Player of the Game. We are joined by Vitalis Odysseus and Rafal. Do you want to start us off, Matt, with any questions for either of these players?
Yeah. So, first question, I'm gonna go ahead and direct towards Rafal. So, game 1, like you were the only one that had a lane advantage, and it was and Labyrinth was having a little bit of a rough time with like engages in the jungle and them having a lot more pressure. So, what was going on in comms during that discussion? Of like, hey, we're having a rough time, we're down a little bit, like. Were you asking for the team to play around you since you were the only one with the advantage in lane and kind of getting ahead?
I wasn't like specifically asking to like be played around. I'm usually like pretty self sufficient when I'm ahead, so like it's not I rarely will like personally be like, hey guys, like play around me, I'm the carry, like protect me, you know, like even when I get fed I usually like consider that my role to be like helping my teammates.
Right.
That's just like how I play. But
Right.
just like I mean the mindset in general was just like realizing that, you know, like they have a Lee Sin has a lot of the kills, Lee Sin's gonna fall off. Bard got a lot of the kills, Bard's the support, you know, like there's a bounty to be gotten off their support who's taken a lot of the kills. And we knew that, you know, Vigar was going to keep scaling, so we had that going for us. And I think a realization that we had was just like, when we start to get maybe just like 1-for-1s, 2-for-2s, 1-for-0s, just kind of accepting that, you know, like we had like a 2-for-2 fight, and we were like kind of down and like, oh, we could have gotten better. But it's like, you know, well, a 2-for-2 is better than like the 0-for-3s we had earlier, you know.
Right.
So just kind of being realizing that, like, you know, the small, like, you know, taking everything as like a small little win, you know, and then eventually, you know, that just kind of became like, you know, we just scaled up enough to the point that we were able to pretty comfortably just like run at anybody and kill them. So, you know, so just kind of capitalizing on mistakes and just realizing, you know, being comfortable with what we were getting. In the game, and realizing like, you know, we're behind. We shouldn't be mad that we only got one kill, you know, because a lot of teams would potentially overchase and then, you know, get one kill and then lose half their team because they want a second kill. But, you know, being okay with what we were getting and working with what we had.
Right. And I think that's definitely the kind of the mentality that you need to go in. Like, I mean, like you said, like you were down, you know, but all the kills were kind of on people that fell off or the support, so it didn't necessarily matter to you guys. It's like, all right, we're down we're down 7 kills, whatever, we'll be fine. So we do have a question from chat for Vitautus. How do you feel about Vagar?
Vagar can lick my hot salty nuts. Dumb champion. I actually hate that champion so much, and it especially feels so bad to play Vagar while subbing mid for LDD against OTP and like have a great performance in that game, and then go ahead and play LDD next week and lose to Vagar. It's actually the worst experience ever.
Would you have picked it if we didn't ban it?
Nope, I wasn't planning on it.
Jesus.
I have a question for Vitalis. What made you guys go with you being slotted mid and Super Kami going back to the jungle?
So what we decided to do that game was Lugo's a really strong mid player in general, and especially a lot of mid laners in this pool have trouble playing into him, and he plays very aggressive, very forward a lot of times. So I figured if we don't match me up against him, I don't think we have the individual skill to compete with him otherwise. So we took that slot, and putting me mid and putting Matt jungle gave us a 1-1 against, you know, Legends on tap last week, which is third place right now. So how bad can that roster really be?
That's a fair point.
Yeah, and just to step in and like talk about like our kind of like how we felt about, you know, like seeing him mid, like it's definitely not frustrating, but like it is definitely different because than what we were used to, because a lot of the mids in the PMA LCS have very similar champion pools. Then Vitalis coming out with, you know, with the assassin that not a lot of the guys play, coming out with the Corki, which I think like only maybe Ali plays, you know, and Fwesh. So coming like having a different champion pool to kind of like have to work around, definitely like proved more difficult. Yeah, so it definitely like, you know, made us have to prepare more in champ select.
Wait, oh my god, I just realized I didn't sell all my items for Spear of Shojin and Face. Flash Buddy, if you go back and watch this VOD, I'm so sorry.
Disappointment. So something else, like this one's for, I guess, both of you guys, how you can talk about it, but to start, I want Vitalis to answer. So what made you pick, or what was the discussion going into Karthus jungle? Like, that's been a very strong pick in like the pro play. Like, had Kami been practicing it, or did you kind of decide like, you know, just have fun?
Well, it's a combination of both, really, because Matt's had that as a pocket pick for a while, and I've
Mm.
never found a good opportunity to like say, "Hey guys, let's bust out the Karthus," and it seemed to work that game, especially because coming off of game one, I was like, okay, so if we go early game. We go early game centric comps that game. Clearly, we have no clue what we're doing when it goes past 25 minutes. So maybe we should pick something that. So maybe for this series, we should pick something that lets us actually close out a game.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went with the Karthus. Matt's been practicing it a while. It was really spicy. Um, yeah, other than that, can't really think of anything.
So, Rafal, what was your guys' reaction to seeing the card? This like, okay, it's a card this jungle. Like, how did you guys kind of in like comms kind of prep for that like that pick and how you were going to deal with it?
So we came into the game pretty prepared for it. Like I was watching the EU playoffs today, and the casters like had a good way of like phrasing how to like play against the Karthus. It was like just like you always have like 200 less HP than you think you do is kind of how they described it.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like told the team that, and we were like, guys, like if you think you're gonna go for a 1v1 that's gonna be like super spicy and you're gonna end up like 5 HP, don't, because you'll just give Karthus a kill. You know, like be very careful with what you're going for. And I think that in terms of avoiding the ult, we did a good job, but we obviously made a lot of other mistakes, and we're gonna have to review the VOD just to see what we stumbled on to let him get so fed, despite, you know, like we were careful about the ult, but then, you know, either way he still got pretty huge. So
Right.
there was clearly more to it that we could have you know, had in mind when we were playing against it.
Yeah, and a lot of those circumstances came down to the team fights where it was just, you know, like you kind of get clustered up, you get Scion ulted and queued,
Yeah.
and then like that kind of stuff. Which I'm gonna be honest, Tankfield did a very good job, and you did a very good job, like trying to like just counteract his tankiness when he gets Scion both games, and that was, I think that's both an attestament to how well you play champions and how well he feels, or like how comfortable he feels on like how well he feels on tanks.
Mhm. Yeah, like the Scion was huge game too. Like this is the second time I've picked Rumble in the Scion, and the Scion builds one item and I become useless. So it's like, why do I keep doing this? It's led to 2 losses so far. So like, no, but like he played super well. Yeah, like he got the solo kill on me in lane. It was you know, the Scion was pretty huge.
That's good. I got nothing else. Matt?
There is one more question from chat. Is how is it having double Sal bot lane?
What?
I don't
Um,
know.
You know, I'm not gonna
You're
even
feeling-
entertain that. I don't even know. Like, we got so many inside checks at this point. We got uncomfortably tanky. So one thing on Sal was he has he has an actual like Staples that was easy button that is apparently on his desk. So it's like random intervals, like in the game, something dumb would happen, and like we just kill someone. We'd hear like that was easy, and I'd just be
Jeez.
like, Jesus. Like, honestly, I would 100% bet that our comms, especially when we're winning games, are easily the most memey comms in the league. Like, there's no way. There's no way anyone has us beat.
Jesus. I don't think there's anything else. You got anything, Legends?
No, I got nothing. We have a request from chat for you to close out the stream tonight with that Bob Ross voice.
Oh my god.
Yo,
So
let's
just-
hear it.
Did you guys read the chat and did you see that? Like were y'all in that on the game? Oh god.
It's on you, Matt.
I gotta hang on. I gotta get into. This has been PMALCS Season 5 Week 6. We hope y'all have enjoyed. This was Labby Dabby Doo for SVT. It was a 1-1 week, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, y'all. Go paint yourself some happy little trees. Kill yourself some happy little minions.